Breaking news! What's happening in Denver is fascinating and surprising. We're seeing Sean Payton act in a way that reveals bold confidence in some players while throwing total curveballs at others. The energy is building like never before as rookie minicamp approaches, and I have some breaking news updates that every true Broncos fan needs to hear. These aren't just typical offseason changes, but before we dive into this complex and revealing look at what's happening in Dove Valley, if you've been a Broncos fan since the days of Atwater, if Mile High roars through your veins, then hit the like button and comment, "Go Broncos!" My heart is orange and blue. Now let's jump straight into this, because things are not what you'd expect, and that's exactly why we need to talk about them. Let's start with something flat out bizarre. You'd think with the Broncos failing to produce a 100-yard rusher since Latavius Murray back in 2022, and with the 2024 NFL Draft being described as the deepest running back class in league history, the Broncos would have pounced, drafting one or even two backs, maybe grabbing more talent post-draft as undrafted free agents, especially when George Payton himself hinted during the draft that there would be a lot of value at the position from rounds 2 through 6. But here's the shocker. Not only did Denver not draft multiple running backs, they didn't even sign an undrafted free agent at the position. That's right, zero, none, nothing. When a team that's historically great at finding undrafted RB gems, guys like Philip Lindsay and CJ Anderson, completely passes on one of the deepest groups ever, that says everything. It's not by mistake, it's by design. And it speaks volumes about how much faith Sean Payton has in the running backs already in the building. Let's start with R.J. Harvey. All signs point to him being a centerpiece. Every report, every tweet, every mention by Payton or insiders is glowing. Then there's the surprising resurgence of Audric Estime. Remember when he got benched before that Bills game? Everyone was confused. He had shown flashes of being a bell cow back. His burst, his physicality. He was one of the most exciting backs to watch in camp and during the few games where he actually got carries. So what happened? Was it locker room politics? An off-field issue? No one said it outright, but it's clear now that Payton still believes in Estime. And we know that because just before the draft, Estime's camp was reassured by the Broncos that he's still a huge part of the plan. He even dropped a tweet on April 6th, hyped and ready, saying it's almost time to really spin. That's not a back on the fringe. That's a player getting ready to take over. I truly believe that Payton plans for Estime and Harvey to be a thunder and lightning duo that punishes defenses, similar to what he once had with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara in New Orleans. Add in Jaleel McLaughlin as a change of pace option, and now the puzzle fits. We're not just hoping for a competent run game anymore. Denver is positioning to have one of the most versatile, explosive backfields in the AFC. Estime pounding defenses, Harvey slicing them up, Jaleel hitting screens and outside runs. There's a plan here. But just as we start connecting the dots and seeing the vision clearly, Payton throws a curveball. One of the most talked about undrafted free agents he brought in is not a squeaky clean, team captain, high character type like the rest of his class. No, it's Klay Webb, an incredibly talented interior lineman who comes with serious off-field baggage. Webb, a former top recruit from Georgia, was once viewed as a potential day 3 pick. He has size, 6 feet 3 inches, 312 pounds, versatility, played center and guard, and was even invited to the NFL Combine. But he also comes with a shadow. He's currently tied to a federal investigation involving a high school incident that has turned into a lawsuit. The details are disturbing, and they date back years. It's a prank-turned-ugly story, and not something you'd expect Sean Payton to entertain, especially not with the tone he set this offseason, prioritizing players of high character. So why did the Broncos not only sign Webb, but also give him the highest financial commitment of any undrafted free agent they signed? Well, here's the answer. Talent. Raw, undeniable talent. Webb, despite the controversy, is graded higher by NFL.com than current Broncos starting center Luke Wattenberg. At senior day, he held his own against Walter Nolan. He's strong, mobile, and plays with a chip on his shoulder. If he stays clean, learns the system, and earns the locker room's respect, he could challenge for a starting job sooner than later. It's a gamble, but one that could pay off massively if the Broncos are right about his maturity and growth since high school. Sean Payton seems to be betting that this isn't a story of who someone was at 17, it's about who they've become at 23. And with offensive line coach Zach Strief, himself a former Payton player, taking Webb under his wing, there may be a clear development plan in place. This duality, total faith in certain players like Estime and Harvey, and a calculated risk with someone like Webb, shows just how multi-layered and strategic this front office has become. They're building with purpose, and they're building for the long haul. So Broncos country, as we sit just days away from the start of minicamp, here's the real question. Who are you most excited to see in action? Is it R.J. Harvey, ready to carve out his role? Is it Estime, eager to prove he's still that dude? Or is it Klay Webb, Hoping to turn a controversial start into a Cinderella story? Let me know in the comments which rookie jersey you're grabbing first. Will it be that number 13 Pat Bryant, RJ Harvey, Jade Barron? I'm thinking of getting my son a Jade Barron jersey too, but we're still waiting on official numbers. Either way, Broncos fans, buckle up. Because if you think this offseason's been exciting, just wait until these pads start popping. The Sean Payton era is officially shifting gears, and you'll want to be right here for every second of it. And while we're on the subject of rookie minicamp, we need to talk about the ripple effect these calculated moves are already having on the entire roster construction. Sean Payton is quietly but methodically redefining not just the depth chart, but the identity of this team. You can see it in every decision, every contract, every undrafted free agent invite. This is no longer a team hoping to be competitive. It's a team positioning itself to dominate. Let's go back to the running back room for a second, because I want you to really picture how dangerous this trio could become. RJ Harvey is the piece that resets the tempo. His burst, his cutback ability, and that ridiculous Senior Bowl route against the top linebacker prove he's more than just a runner. He's a weapon. Then you've got Audric Estime, who's been simmering under the surface for months. Payton didn't just throw out a few words of support. No, he doubled down by not bringing in any more competition. That's rare in this league. It's a message, and it tells you Payton sees Estime as not only ready, but necessary. But here's the real beauty. Each back has a defined role. Estime brings the power, the north-south punch that wears down defenses and wins games in December. Harvey adds the dynamic, change of direction explosiveness you need in today's NFL. And Jaleel McLaughlin? He brings that lightning. He's your third down back, your screen game killer, the guy who, in a flash, can change field position and momentum. It's like having your own version of Darren Sproles back in the building. And here's what's even crazier, none of them cost you premium draft capital. None of them are on expensive contracts. You've got a potentially top 5 backfield rotation, all on rookie deals or team-friendly terms. That flexibility matters. It means you can keep spending on other critical spots like the offensive line or secondary. It means you can take a swing on a player like Klay Webb. Let's dig in a little more on Webb, because there's a narrative here that's worth understanding. Despite the dark clouds surrounding his past, Klay Webb's potential as a plug-and-play interior lineman can't be ignored. If the legal situation is truly something he has grown from and not something that defines who he is now, the Broncos may have just landed a starting caliber center without using a single draft pick. He's already ranked higher than Luke Wattenberg in most draft profiles. He's got SEC pedigree from Georgia, combined experience, and reps against top-tier defensive tackles. This isn't just a flyer. It's a calculated acquisition with a massive upside ceiling. But it's also a cultural test for Sean Payton. Up until now, every move he's made has been character first. Leadership, locker room presence, high motor, clean track record. So to pivot and bring in someone with an unresolved off-field issue raises eyebrows. Maybe this is Sean signaling that he believes in second chances. Or maybe he's simply betting on his staff's ability to guide, mentor, and elevate young men on and off the field. Whatever the reason, it's another reminder that Payton is never doing anything by accident.